Endling Extinction is Forever recently just arrived in the Switch eShop. Thanks to the publisher, I've been able to take a look at the game and see what it's all about. In today's video, I'll be sharing my thoughts on the survivor adventure game, as well as let you know if it's worth picking up or not. Just a warning, this game is going to pull at the heartstrings, so hang on, make sure to subscribe to the channel, as I review Endling Extinction is Forever. The premise of Endling is pretty simple. You're the last mother fox on Earth, in a world that seems to be on the verge of apocalypse. You're tasked with caring for your 4 cubs, making sure they are fed, safe from harm, and more importantly, that they don't die. Easier said than done with all the dangers around. Each night, you start off in your den. You'll need to venture out and return to a den before every sunrise. The world you explore is set in a 2D style, so you'll be able to take different paths at certain sections. Often you'll be able to climb up and down certain areas to reach new paths. You explore based on where you want to go, though there are some things you need to keep in mind. One is on your map that can be opened with a minus button. You'll see some event markers. Usually they're marked in orange, and you do want to discover these as they will help advance parts of the story. Sometimes you'll pick up a purple scent that will also lead you to important narrative events. Encountering both of these is how you advance the story in the game. You also have to keep in mind that you do need to care for your cubs. They need to eat most importantly, so as you explore, you will need to plan your path and exploration while finding food for them as well. Sometimes you'll be able to find stuff in trash or in bushes, but very often, you'll need to sneak up on some prey and pounce on them to secure your meal. This isn't the only way to feed your cubs. You'll discover other ways as you advance in the game. Finally, you have to be mindful of traps and predators that want to harm your cubs. Sometimes humans will be blocking your path, and you'll need to find a way around. These very well are the obstacles you'll face as you explore. Again, before each night ends, you'll need to find yourself back at a den. If you don't reach your den before sunrise, well, your cubs will get hungrier faster, and that might lead to some unfortunate events. And that's the basic premise of the game. There is other things you'll discover. The game is very much built on exploration and experiences, so I don't really want to rob you of that stuff you can witness. So I'm trying my best here to try to keep spoilers at a minimum. Anyway though, to summarize, each time you come out of the den, you'll have a few goals in mind. One, to make sure your cubs are fed, while discovering areas and events to advance the story. I do want to be clear, this game definitely leans into the survival part. There is a lot of danger. Food is very scarce. Often I found myself picking and choosing when was best to grab some grub, or to try to save it for later, or for a return trip. If you can't feed your cubs will die. A lot of your first playthrough will be trying to figure out what works and what doesn't, and how to handle and or avoid these dangers. Unfortunately for myself, I did lose a cub because I couldn't find enough food to feed them even though I searched for ages in a single night. It was heartbreaking and devastating. Trust me, for most players, there's going to be mistakes in your first playthrough. Get ready for some heartbreak. A big aspect of the game is the emotional bond you will build with your cubs throughout the story. As you play, those survival instincts will kick in, and often you'll find yourself under pressure to find a food source or escape a predator. The game is very much trial by fire in the moment, but mistakes will cost you dearly. That said, I really do like this game. Its experience and story narrative is its strong suits, combined with the overall experience. I don't want to spoil things, but it will definitely pull at your heartstrings, whether it be events in game or as you travel the landscape. It's an emotional game, and it has a strong message it wants to send to the player. If you really like games that have a huge emphasis on adventure, discovery with some survival elements, then you will most likely like this game and appreciate what it's trying to tell the player. The only thing I can really draw a negative of is the game itself is pretty short. I was able to complete it the first time through within 5 hours or so it might take you somewhere between 4 to 6. That said, the game is designed to be replayed, which makes sense, as I didn't discover everything, and of course the end goal is to survive with all 4 cubs and learn from prior mistakes, so most likely you will play it more than once. That said, the short length can be a bit of a hard pill to swallow for a game like this at the $30 price point. So if you're on the fence for this, you may want to wait for a discount. If you're really interested in the game, with the understanding that you're going to need to play it more than once, then have no fear, feel free to jump in. Just make sure to have a few tissues for some of the emotional moments that await you. It is a story I do feel like people need to experience. Anyway, that is my review of Endling. Extinction is Forever. Had to be a bit vague on a few things, so I really don't want to spoil too much about this game. Story events being a big thing, I definitely want you to discover those and experience them on your own. I do want to give a shout out to the publisher for letting me take a look at the game. It was a nice game to experience, and definitely left a lasting impression. Let me know in the comments down below if you plan on picking this one up, and for those who maybe already bought it, feel free to share your thoughts down below. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel and haven't done so yet, make sure to click on the subscribe and bell buttons so you never miss a single video. If you're curious, I have some other reviews you can check out on the channel. I'll link those down in the comments down below as well at the end of this video. That's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.